what have you had at Sandpiper? Anything that happened at Sandpiper that?
Yeah, we had a rapid decompression actually.
Really?
At Flight Level 280. Yeah, coming into Miami.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I've realized that things, when something goes wrong, things don't have to happen quickly. You don't have to do. There's not a whole lot in an airplane or in a jet that you have to do quickly. Besides putting your mask on in a rapid decompression,
exactly.
or explosive, or in an explosive decompression, and but anyways, yeah. So yeah, I had a rapid decompression coming into Miami. We were doing a longer flight. I think it was somewhere in Ohio back to Miami, around Norman Beach, and at 280, the captain realized
the highly arrival.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, one of those highly 7 with a 6 or whatever it is now.
Yeah,
and yeah, Captain, he started freaking out. He's not freaking out, but he started pointing towards the ICAS, and we see that the cabin pressure is rising, and he immediately jumps into action, and it's rising rapidly, and we're losing pressurization. And the first thing he said, he goes, I've seen this in training. I've seen this in training. He goes, grabs his mask, puts it on, and there we go. We started our memory items, oxygen mask on, crew
on 100%.
Yeah, on 100%. Communication established. Rapid descent as required. And so, anyways, yeah, we initiated a rapid descent and or emergency descent as required. That's what it's called, emergency descent, and declared an emergency. It wasn't explosive; it was just rapid, and he was pretty excited, and which got me excited. I mean, the first thing we do is we adjust our seats. We're sitting forward, because we're sitting back, relaxed, cruising, and
you're in cruise mode.
You're in cruise mode. So we adjust our seats. We're on our way down, and I remember, he's breathing really hard, and we established crew communication. We could hear each other, and I could hear him just breathing, really heavy. And I remember looking over at him in our, we're in our descent, we're bouncing along, getting down, speed brakes are out and gears down and all that. And we're bouncing along. He's breathing really heavy. He's hand flying it, and I just looked over at him, just kind of tapped his shoulder. I said, "Hey," I go, "You all right, man?" And he looks over at me. He's like, "Yeah." I go, "All right." And we fist pounded, and then we continued. And yeah, I just had to slow him down to slow myself down, But we descended, got to we were shooting for 10. We blew through 10. I said, "Okay, we're going to level at 8." And we leveled at 8. And he was telling me to drop the mask. So in the Embraer 140, 145, the masks will deploy, I think, at 14 or 15,000 feet.
Yeah.
14. Yeah. And the cabin rate never got that high, but he was saying masks, through our oxygen masks. And I was like, "What would you like me to do?" He says, "Drop the masks," and I thought about it for a second, and I realized that, I don't know if we're going to have an explosive decompression, or if it's going to go or if it's going to
continue to climb.
Continue to climb. I don't know what's going to happen. He's asking for it. It will deploy automatically, but I said, okay. I mean, this has all happened in a matter of 2 seconds.
Sure.
Thought about it. He asked for it. Thought about it, and then boom, just drop the mask. So
yeah.
But yeah, so that was that. We landed, and that was it. We thanked everybody, on board. Yeah, we got down. Everything was good. Declared emergency and landed. And then they discovered it was leaking somewhere around the PCA. Wherever they hook up the preconditioned air. Yeah. So
you brought something to light that we talk about in training all the time. When you were in the middle of the emergency and you're in your emergency descent, and you said you brought your seat up and you're bouncing along, and you can hear your captain over there just breathing, and you tapped him on the shoulder and you looked at him and you were like, "Are you okay?" And he looked at you and he went, "Yeah." And then you fist bump. That's something that is awesome. We talk about that all the time. Sometimes you get so caught up in the moment, and you get like what do they call it? Tunnel focus. Is that what it's called?
Tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision, right? And you're just focused on doing the right thing perfectly, and you forget about everything else. And it happens to everybody.
Right.
And you just tapping them on the shoulder kind of brings them back to, hey, we're good. That your scan is out here now, where everybody's in the green, we call it. And we're outside of the yellow. And it didn't sound like you guys ever got in the red, which is awesome.
No.
Which is a term that we use in training. Red being you're completely clueless to what's going on. Yellow being like you're kind of tunnel vision, or you're kind of a little outside of your comfort zone. And then green meaning, hey, you're with it, you're dialed in, we're doing everything properly. That's a great way to bring somebody back into the green. Yeah. That was cool, man. That was a great story.
That's a wonderful story. And
yeah.
We train for these things, these events in theory, and you're in a simulator that's what, $10 million CAE simulator. That's just like being in the real airplane. Yeah. And the fact that your captain's like, I remember this from training. It's just like it's from training. It's the same thing. And it kind of brings you.
He goes, I've seen this before.
Yeah. So I mean, great job. Fantastic.
Yeah,
and for
awesome.
You to have the wherewithal to kind of bring him back into the green by just taking a moment, and because you got time. I mean, you had time. So you brought him back, and that also helped you out a lot as it brought you back.
Definitely. Yeah, because I usually don't get too excited when things happen. There's a reaction for every action, right, that happens up there, and we should be prepared for those. And what I wasn't prepared for was my captain being a lot more nervous than I would expect, and so that made me nervous, because here I am. He's supposed to have, he's the almighty, and
we're human.
And to see him being a little more excited than I was expecting, got me excited, and so that's where I needed to just level us both off.
That's a human factor. I mean, the training is being able to handle that part of it. The human factor part of it, and bring not only him back to a reasonable level of focus, but yourself too. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you got amped up at him. That's human factors. I mean, you feel probably, I wouldn't say you felt compassionate for him, but when he was excited, you were like, holy shit. If he's excited, am I supposed to be excited too?
Yeah. What is he seeing that I'm not getting?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Wonderful. A+, man.
Wonderful
nice job.
Story. Yes.